Welcome to your channel, Data Guy. I'm here with another exciting video to talk about another very exciting function in Microsoft Excel that I'm sure you will find very helpful in certain scenarios when you're doing your data analysis. So today we will be covering the function called text to column. We will discuss what that function is, how you use it, and what are these different scenarios. At least some of them we will cover here, where you will find this very helpful in your and data analysis. So basically, if you think through here, if you ever in a situation where you're manually having to separate data in Excel, this is where this feature comes handy. So you can see in this particular example right here, you have these. I have a sample of 50 just random names where you have the first name and the last name, and you would want to know if for any reason you have to separate those. So I mean, how would you do it? Are you gonna go and type in here Emily and then do it Ramirez in this, and then you can imagine, look, even I just typed 3, so, and then go through next one and next one, all these, right? So you can just imagine it's like a nightmare, and then how much time it's going to take, let alone the error and mistypes and all those type of things. So that's one example that it will come handy. We will review 3 different scenarios. So one is here, simple looking first name. You will need to separate first name and last name into separate columns. Another one here where we have like an address, right? So you have city, text, state, and zip code, and you will want to need to separate those for various reasons where you will need to separate these. So this is also where it will come handy. And third scenario that we will look here is you have email addresses. How can you separate the email out of here and the domain into a separate one? So in this case, Emily Ramirez in first place, the name of the person, and the domain, which is after the @ and then whichever domain is the Outlook, Hotmail, etc. So that's where we will take a look at these 3 use cases for text to column. All right, so now the question is, how do you do it? So the way you do it, you highlight your column, whichever you need to be, and then you go to your data tab right here on the top. You click on it, and right here you see text to column function. So when you click on it, so you have your data range selected, and then you said delimited, right? So you click on next. Now here you see different options. In this particular, there's a delimiter, right? You could be depending on the data you have. So here in this case, between the first name and the last name, the delimiter here is space. So that's why we have selected a space, or by default Excel have selected for me. So you will leave this as is. So you can see on right here in the data preview, it's going to look like this. It's going to separate Emily and Ramirez, or first name and the last name, into 2 separate columns. So then you just click next. Now here you have the option. So if you right now by destination, if I click on it, you can see it's column A highlighted, right? So if I click and click finish on it, basically it will leave the first name here and the last name will move to column B. You can select, if you need to, you leave your original data set here, but then you can select column basically B. So you're saying you need your data to be split into starting from column B. So if I do this, you click finish, there you go. So see how it worked really quickly, simply. You have your original data set, but then you also have, you got your first name here, last name here, and then it's so simple. So this is with the help of a text to column function, which is right here. Now on the same note, let's move to our next example or scenario. Here you have address, which we have city, you have state abbreviation, and the zip code. Now here, if you notice, we discussed about the delimiter. In this case, the delimiter is comma. So what you will do, similarly, you will highlight your data set. You go to your data tab here on the top. You click on text to column, and similarly you will just leave it, go to next step. But now here, instead of a space, it's a comma. So when I see right now is this, if I want to click on it, you can see it is split into 3 columns, which is the city, the state, and the zip code. So it's the delimiter, which delimiter it is. So in this particular example, it is the comma. So when I click on next, again we can select a different column we need to be, but we leave it here to make our case, and we just click on finish. And you can see here's the city, here's the state, and here's the zip code. So I'm sure you can see how quickly, simple function, but how powerful it can be depending on if you need to do separate these attributes or one column into multiple attributes depending upon your need. So moving along from this one, we'll just go to the third option or scenario here. Now in this case, basically what we would want to do is separate out the name of the person, whoever this email address is, and the domain, which is starting from the @ sign. So in this case, our delimiter would be the @ sign. So if I click on this data and text to column, similarly here we leave the delimited, go to next, but in this one, instead a comma, basically we will click on other, and we'll just simply type in the @ here. So you saw how in the data preview pane you can see it. You have the email address, the person's email address, and then or the name, and then it goes to the domain. When you click on it and click next and then click finish, here you go. This is the person's name from the email address, and here is the domain you have separated. So this, you can see how quickly you can do this thing and separate out based on your need, and you can see how quickly you can clean up your messy data, if you want to call it, and so quick, so easy. It's just a matter of knowing that you need to know how to do it, which function to use it, and it did it for you. So again, one of those short and quick video, but I hope you will find this helpful. Please let me know in the comment section if you have you seems to be struggling with something like this, and now this function, if you didn't know before. I would love to hear from you guys, so please do let me know. Till next time, thank you. We'll meet again. Bye bye.